The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 285,016. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 6,812. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 1,516, with total confirmed deaths at 72. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Rhiannon Trutanich. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday, October 14th. Another clinical trial to help stop the spread of COVID-19 has been paused. Drug maker Eli Lilly's COVID-19 antibody trial was being tested on hundreds of people who are hospitalized with the coronavirus. It's similar to the experimental treatment that President Donald Trump received from Regeneron. This trial is sponsored by the government, and officials say a potential safety concern prompted its pause. It's unclear at this time exactly what the safety issues are. Breaks like this are not unusual for large clinical trials, and declines in volunteers' health don't indicate for sure that they are the result of the experimental drug. An independent board of scientific experts are now expected to review the data. A spokesperson for Eli Lilly confirmed the pause and says safety is their top priority. This news comes just one day after Johnson & Johnson announced a pause of its vaccine trial. Eli Lilly is one of several companies that are pursuing experimental treatments for COVID-19 using monoclonal antibodies. This pause doesn't affect other trials of the drug maker's antibody treatment, including studies in people who are not hospitalized and have milder forms of the virus. LA County officials gave a COVID-19 update this afternoon. They reported 1,349 new cases and 22 additional deaths over the past 24-hour operating period. The county's public health director, Dr. Barbara Ferrer, says 720 people are currently hospitalized, with 13% on ventilators. She emphasized the importance of continuing to adhere to health and safety protocols as the county eases its restrictions to allow multi-household gathering outdoors. The state issued a new guidance last Friday, allowing up to 3 separate households to meet outside for private gatherings as long as they wore masks and followed social distancing protocols. County health officials say a recent increase in coronavirus cases are linked to social gatherings and outbreaks at the workplace. They add that this is keeping the area from moving into a less restrictive reopening tier. Dr. Ferrer says tomorrow is Global Hand Washing Day and encourages everyone to take part by making sure to stay sanitized. Chapman University is the latest college to report a COVID-19 outbreak. School officials report that 17 students living in dorms, 19 students living off campus, and 1 more student in an unknown type of residence hall tested positive. The university's website states in-person instruction for undergraduates will begin on October 19th. It also says students and faculty are not required to return to campus, and everyone must be approved to return to campus based on published protocols, which includes ordering an at-home COVID-19 test kit. Chapman President Daniele Strupa wrote a letter to both students and educators about an outbreak over the weekend. He wrote that there was an increase of cases in the K residence hall, and students were quickly diagnosed, isolated, and receiving the care they need. They must stay isolated for at least 10 days and be free of symptoms for 3 days before returning to campus. The Orange County Healthcare Agency is mandating that all students living in that dorm be tested to further limit a possible spread. Disneyland may be one step closer to reopening its doors. The theme park reached an agreement with 11 employee unions that will allow workers to return to the theme parks in Anaheim. The agreement ensures that COVID-19 health and safety measures are in place when the employees go back to work. One of the unions that came to terms with Disney is Workers United Local 50, the resort's second largest union that represents food and beverage cast members. Earlier this month, this group announced that Disneyland will lay off almost 3,000 of the union's 7,800 cast members. In September, Disney announced that 28,000 employees would be laid off in the Disney Parks, Entertainment, and Products division. This affected mostly Disneyland in Anaheim and Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. This week, California Governor Gavin Newsom and other state officials are expected to visit the happiest place on earth in Orange County. It's going to be another hot week here in Los Angeles County. A heat advisory remains in effect until 5 p.m. Friday. Expect daytime high temperatures to hit 100 degrees in Hollywood Hills today. Overnight lows will drop to the 60s. Hot and dry conditions are creating a critical wildfire risk in Northern California. The National Weather Service issued a red flag warning that windy weather could fuel the fires in this region. CAL FIRE officials say the weather this week could hamper containment efforts and the good progress they've made so far. They add that if a new fire breaks out, it will likely spread very rapidly. So far, more than 4.1 million acres scorched through our state, damaging or destroying more than 9,200 structures. Back here at home, hot temperatures can lead to heat-related illnesses, so make sure to stay inside in a cool room and drink plenty of fluids. Check on relatives and neighbors who may live alone or have underlying health conditions. And remember to never leave young children or pets unattended in your vehicles. It's now day 3 of Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett's confirmation hearings. All 22 senators on the Senate Judiciary Committee will be able to question Barrett again. Yesterday, the federal judge faced intense questioning for 11 hours. Today, each senator on the committee gets 20 minutes to question Barrett, as opposed to 30 minutes yesterday. Topics range from the Affordable Care Act, presidential pardons, allowing cameras into the Supreme Court, and whether mail-in voting was essential for millions of Americans in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. Tomorrow, expect outside witnesses to appear before the committee. Senator Dianne Feinstein announced the names of those who will be testifying and discussing the Affordable Care Act, reproductive rights, and voting rights. Tomorrow will be the 4th and final day of Barrett's confirmation hearing. The U.S. Census count is getting cut short again. The Supreme Court ruled this week to uphold its decision to stop collecting data now rather than continue until October 31st. The decision favors the Trump administration's push to end the count earlier than originally planned. It also sets back communities, including those in Los Angeles County, which had joined with civil rights leaders to push back the collection date so more people could participate. They had told the judge that LA County is among the hardest to count in the nation because many residents did not respond online. They warned that stopping the count early would result in extreme inaccuracy. Lawyers for the Trump administration argued, however, that 99% of the households nationwide had responded. They said the census count needed to end now so census workers can meet the December 31st deadline for providing nationwide data used to divide up the seats in the House. The numbers are also used to allocate federal spending. The Republican Party in California is firing back at the state's demand to remove its unofficial ballot boxes. In recent weeks, gray metal containers that are labeled as official ballot drop boxes were placed at numerous locations across the state. Republican Party officials acknowledged responsibility for the boxes and rejected allegations of wrongdoing. On Monday, Secretary of State Alex Padilla and Attorney General Javier Becerra sent a cease and desist letter to Republican Party officials demanding that they immediately stop using the private ballot boxes. The GOP responded by saying they're not backing down. They argue that they are applying a 2016 state law that allows a voter to designate any person to collect a completed ballot and return it to election officials. A polling place or voting center or a secure vote-by-mail drop box. Becerra and Padilla demanded that GOP officials provide a list of all voters whose ballots have been collected using the unofficial boxes by Thursday to ensure that the documents were collected with permission. They say state law is absolutely clear that these unofficial, unauthorized ballot drop boxes violate state law. A GOP party spokesman says they'll stop labeling their boxes as official, but may expand their use. Here in Torrance, there is only one official drop box, which was approved by the City Council. It's located outside the Katie Geiser Civic Center Library near Torrance Boulevard, and all ballots will be picked up by the November 3rd election. The LA Fire Department unveiled the newest member of its team, a robot that can go where no firefighter can go. The bright yellow tanker is the first of its kind. Yesterday, LAFD became the first fire department in the country to acquire the robotic System 3. LA Fire Chief Ralph Terrazas says this is a game changer. The RS-3 can blast 2,500 gallons of water or foam per minute. The fire chief says firefighters put their lives on the line when battling blazes. Now they can use this device as a safer alternative when in potentially explosive situations. Earlier this year, 11 crew members from the LA Fire Department were severely injured when they responded to a fire in downtown. Hazardous materials ignited a massive explosion engulfing 4 buildings. This robot can enter a situation like that in the future, so humans don't have to enter a burning building. Terrazas says the RS-3 was put to the test for the first time yesterday. It helped firefighters maneuver inside industrial textile buildings in downtown that were engulfed in flames. The robotic device is about the size of a smart car, can turn quickly, and fit through a set of double doors. Although the actual device is brand new, the technology behind it has been used around the world, including in Afghanistan and Iraq. Sad news for trick-or-treaters this year. State health officials are saying boo to this year's Halloween festivities. They're urging Californians to skip the annual tradition due to the ongoing pandemic. On Tuesday, health officials shared new guidelines that raise concerns about social distancing when trick-or-treating. They also say Dia de los Muertos and other Halloween celebrations would lead to interaction with people from outside one's household. The guidelines don't exactly prohibit trick-or-treating, but it strongly cautions against it. Meanwhile, the city of Beverly Hills is flat out banning specific Halloween activities. Its city council voted last night to block both car-to-car and house-to-house trick-or-treating on October 31st under the urgency ordinance. Also off limits is spraying shaving cream on others. Licensed barbers are exempt, of course. Beverly Hills Mayor Lester Friedman says while he knows this is disappointing news, they believe this is the responsible approach to protect the health of the community. Violators will face a citation. If you're looking for a treat during Amazon Prime Day, you've got one more day left to take advantage of some great deals. SEO software company Ahrefs released the top 100 products searched on Amazon. Topping the list in both the U.S. and the world is the Nintendo Switch, which got more than 1 million searches in America and more than 2.5 million searches worldwide. Laptop came in second in both lists as well. AirPods, headphones, and wireless earbuds rounded out the top 5 searches in the U.S. Globally, SSD, Kindle, and PS4 took those remaining top spots. While technology devices appear to be the most popular items people look for on Amazon, books were still searched 207,000 times in the U.S. Basic and essential items are also commonly searched. People look for toilet paper 422,000 times, and more than 300,000 searches came up for paper towels and water bottle. Amazon Prime Day ends at 11:59 tonight. Well, there have been a lot of uncertainties lately with COVID-19, but tomorrow we can take place in an international movement to stay prepared for an upcoming earthquake. The Great Shakeout takes place around the world to help people prepare for the big one. SHAKEOUT.org has specific information for doing this drill during a pandemic. For example, where will you be for your drill? If you're studying or working from home, consider doing this drill together via video conferencing. If you're doing this in person, keep safety protocols in mind and make sure to have your mask with you. The most important thing officials say is to take part in some way, to educate yourself so you know how to drop, cover, and hold on in case of an actual earthquake. If you're in the mood for Mexican food, a local restaurant wants to give you a discount. Throughout October, Tortilla Cantina is taking 10% off your lunch tabs if customers mention Old Torrance Neighborhood Association. Tortilla Cantina is located in downtown Torrance and has been around for almost a decade. The classic neighborhood brew pub offers 48 local craft brews and ciders on tap. It also has unique taco flavorings, including Korean marinated steak, shrimp tempura, and honey chipotle carnitas. And if you're craving authentic Asian food, MITSUWA Marketplace is open at Del Amo Fashion Center. The Japanese market and food court moved from its old location near Western and Carson to the mall. It's located where Marshall's used to be in the outdoor shopping area. Christine Lee shows you around the new space and indulges in some delicious dishes like ramen and sushi. MITSUWA's grand opening at Del Amo was delayed due to COVID-19, but they've managed to stay open since late February and say they're thankful that customers old and new are visiting them at their new location.
They're really excited to see what Japan is like, so they come eat, they come look at the stationery, they come look at the makeup, and it's a lot of first time for everybody, so it's really great for them.
You can check out MITSUWA's Facebook and Instagram pages to learn more about Japanese food and get inspired to try something new. Check out the full video on upcoming episodes of Weekends in Torrance. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Blue Stream Hotel Torrance is lighting up in pink. The Boutique Hotel is located on Sepulveda Boulevard near Crenshaw Boulevard. Every year, more than 250,000 women get breast cancer, and 42,000 women die from the disease. Hotel officials say Thinking Pink will serve as a reminder for women to continue regular breast self-exams and maintain a regular mammogram routine. What a beautiful way to remind community members to take care of their health. Now, if you have a great story to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as Ben McCain brings you the latest updates. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.